Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different. It's a little bit new. It's how to become psychic, or how to develop your psychic abilities even further, or how to bring them back if you've lost them. We're going to cover all those different topics. I got asked to do this video on one of my other videos. Somebody commented this really nice comment, but mentioning that they used to be really psychic and then lost their psychic abilities when they went through a traumatic experience. I believe that's what it was. We have a little kitty saying hi. She comes to say hi in pretty much every video now. But yeah, so she asked me to make this video, and I thought it was a really awesome video idea, really cool topic to talk about and all that kind of stuff. So that's why we're making this video today. I am using a new lens on my camera, so I don't know if the lighting is right. So I'm really sorry if this video is super dark, because I have to put all my equipment really far away in order to use this lens. So I turned my lighting up to the brightest setting, and hopefully it's working. I don't know, we'll find out, because currently in the viewfinder it's looking really dark, but we're just gonna film the video anyway, just because I want to test out this new lens and see if we can make it work. So without further ado, if you guys are interested in this video, then definitely keep on watching. Without further ado, let's hop right into it, starting now. So since this might be a lengthy video, I have a coffee here with me to kind of keep me awake through this whole process. So if you guys want to grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, this is a sit-down video. Let's just have a chat and talk about how to become psychic, how to redevelop your psychic abilities, or how to develop them even further. We're gonna be talking about all of that, like I said in the intro. So first thing that I want to talk about is anybody can be psychic. So even if you've never had psychic abilities, never had any experiences with it at all, anybody and everybody on this planet can be psychic. Anybody can do it. It just takes a little bit of effort and then just trusting in it and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about all the different ways to develop your psychic abilities and to bring them back and develop them even further. Even if you have all your psychicness down and everything, you just want to get even more clairvoyant. So with that being said, I'm going to walk you through one of my kind of life experiences with this and kind of how I gained some knowledge on this subject. We're going to condense a super long story with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of experiences down into a really quick story for you guys. So basically, when I was really little, I had a lot of psychic experiences. I would see spirits, the whole shebang of everything. I would dream about the future all the time, and it would actually happen. Even unpredictable stuff that I didn't know was gonna happen, and I'd wake up being like, whoa, what was that? And then a week later it would happen. So I've had a lot of that growing up, but when I got a little bit older, it started getting a little bit too much, especially when I had spirits coming to talk to me, even ones that I didn't know who they were, and then they'd start telling me things. Some of you might think I'm crazy, but this is just my experience and what I went through. But after going through that, I actually got really scared of it. I couldn't fall asleep at night. I couldn't fall asleep without the light on in my room. Otherwise, I would see spirits more, because for some reason in the dark, the third eye is just able to see a lot more, and because you're less distracted by other things going on. And usually in films, we're told that we see spirits more in the dark anyway, and so our mind is just more able to tune into that frequency in the dark just because we're used to that and we believe that. So for me, I couldn't sleep without the light on and all that kind of stuff, and I ended up shutting my third eye completely, turning off all of those experiences so that I wouldn't experience them anymore. And it took a while to turn them off, but then when I turned them off, it was well, a few years later I was ready to turn them back on, and I couldn't turn them back on, and it was just I felt like I had ruined a part of my life and a part of who I was. And so I went on a journey about rediscovering how to turn all that stuff back on and how to regain my psychic abilities and all that kind of stuff with seeing the future and doing all sorts of different things. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my personal experiences, and I do want to mention these are not the only ways to develop your psychic abilities or to bring them out or to bring them back or to develop them further. There's so many more things out there, but this is just my experience, and you have to experiment what works for you personally, but hopefully some of these work for you guys as well. So I'll be sharing with you everything that I personally know. So if you are wanting to awaken your third eye, maybe it's closed off, maybe it's been closed off your whole life, Maybe it's recently been closed off or been closed off just for a while and you're wanting to open it again, or you're wanting to open it further. Maybe it's only a little bit open. You get a little bit of experiences, but you just want more. A really amazing way to do this is by just saying affirmations or even asking your guides or angels for help and just setting the intention that you want to open your third eye or open it more. Setting intentions is probably one of the most powerful things in the world. You can literally make anything and everything happen with intentions. You can manifest whatever you want. You can even open up certain chakras. You can clear out certain chakras from blockages. With the third eye, with blockages being said, I do want to talk about that. Since all like our intuition and our psychic senses come from our third eye chakra, which is located between your eyebrows, it gets blocked with self-image issues and stuff like that. So if you have any sort of self-image issues, insecurities about yourself, the way that you look, the way you perceive yourself, false beliefs about yourself basically that are a little bit more negative and damaging, can very much block your third eye. So when you work with self-image issues and stuff like that and work through them to get over them and to reaffirm that you are an amazing person, you are unique, you deserve, you belong, you are worthy, and overall, you are a unique, amazing person and individual. If you start to reaffirm yourself with those beliefs and change your energy into that sort of mind frame, you will also unlock your third eye more and unblock it from certain things that can be hindering your ability to see into the rest of the world. Because the reason why self-image issues block is because those are false beliefs. So any sort of false belief that you have about yourself or even about the world can block that third eye. And so we cannot see the things like the unphysical, the unmaterial, because this is the unmaterial eye. And so the way we view ourselves is not material. So things and thoughts like that block that eye. And then we can't see into the future. We can't see into, other people's energies. We can't feel this, we can't feel that. One really amazing way, talking about people's energies, to sort of develop your psychic abilities is developing, your empath abilities. So the way that you feel for other people, the way you feel for situations, actually very strongly develops your psychic senses. So being able to feel for other people's situations, being able to feel what they might be feeling, putting yourself in other people's shoes, deeply, deeply develops your psychic abilities. People underestimate that one a lot, just thinking like, oh, that's just, me being like empathetic for somebody's situation. No, it's like, being an empath has a lot to do with being very psychic. It comes from the water signs and astrology. And what are all the water signs? They're like basically all intuitive and psychic. Like Cancer is with the moon, which the moon deals with our intuition, our psychic abilities. Pisces is a very psychic sign. It deals with kind of like the behind the veil kind of stuff. And then Scorpio is also incredibly intuitive. It deals with things that are hidden, the underworld stuff, and seeing into stuff that people don't want to talk about. Scorpios are incredibly amazing at being able to tell if somebody's lying or not. So like all the water signs are just incredibly intuitive. And empaths, empathetic. So being an empath has a lot to do with your psychic abilities. So being able to feel for somebody in any situation will help you develop your psychic abilities further. We have a cat that just wants to cuddle. Another thing that I want to mention about developing your psychic abilities is to not be focused on it too much. When you put too much focus towards something, it kind of like puts it out of existence, if that makes sense. Because when you're so focused on being psychic or trying to be psychic or trying to receive a message when it's just not time, it's just not coming, you're kind of almost blocking it from coming because you're so like tense about it that it kind of like your energy is very tense and nothing can come through that energy, if that makes sense. Like nothing can penetrate such a tense, strong, like rigid sort of energy. So you have to be free flowing, you have to be allowing, you have to be comfortable and in a good space. So if you're worried or scared about anything, usually won't get messages during that time. You have to be really relaxed and in a comfortable, safe environment. So setting intentions that you want to receive messages, meditation, so letting all your thoughts like completely go and coming to a space of like total like silence, clarity, and all that kind of stuff can really help you in receiving messages of any kind or developing your psychic abilities. So definitely don't try so hard to make it happen. Just relax and allow it to happen, because that will help you get messages. Most of the time for me, I get messages when I'm, not even thinking about anything, or I'm just like busy cooking. For me, like cooking is very meditative, and I'll get a lot of messages or signs or even spirits coming through when I'm cooking, because it's just like really relaxing. I'm not really like too focused on much, because I'm just, doing my regular routine of cooking like a meal that I already know how to make, and I'm not super focused on a recipe or something. Because I do notice if I'm cooking something new and I'm like super focused on the recipe, it's not that meditative, because I'm so focused and trying to make it right that, I don't really receive messages then. But just find something where it's just like really routine for you, like even cleaning up your house, or just sitting there and actually just meditating and letting all your thoughts go, if you're somebody who's really good at doing that. I know for me, when I first started meditating, it was really hard to actually not think of something, because I would just have thoughts coming through all the time. I mean, I'm a double Gemini, I'm a Sag rising. Like for me, my mind's always just racing. And so when I started doing meditations, it was really hard for me to do that. So if you're one of those people that finds it hard to meditate, cook a meal that you know how to cook, clean your house or something, do laundry, just something where you're not really thinking of much, or even showering. For me, I get a lot of messages also in the shower. Water's on me, it's rinsing off all of the old energy from the day, and then all that energy is gone, and I'm just there like washing my hair or whatever, and I will literally receive messages. Another amazing place to receive messages is in your dreams. So you can actually set intentions before going to bed that you want to receive some information on a specific topic or whatever that you're wanting to do, and then having certain crystals around can really help with that as well. For example, labradorite is an amazing crystal for your psychic abilities, developing your psychic senses. Amethyst is also really good for that, because it heightens your intuition a lot. So labradorite is probably the number one, in my opinion, that puts you to like your mental kind of like consciousness into the cosmos to receive messages or to do anything spiritually. Labradorite is amazing. Like I literally have a piece of labradorite. I don't know if you guys can see it because my camera is like so dark right now, but there's a piece of labradorite, and it's a big labradorite in between all those candles and stuff. So I have that around all the time. I really find that it heightens my intuition. But if you're finding that crystals don't work for you, you actually have to go and set intentions for crystals when you first receive them, because they'll have like specific energies on them already from like the shop that you bought them from or whatever. You have to cleanse them and then set intentions, because the crystal will just be a crystal unless you actually set an intention for it. So for me, I go based on, what I know that the crystal means, and then I'll set my own personal intention for the crystal. So I'll just hold the crystal and really feel how and what I want this crystal to do for me. And I'll even say it out loud. I'll do a prayer, and I'll really feel the energy coming into that crystal from myself and my intentions into the crystal. And then that crystal really starts to resonate with my vibration, and our vibrations like really correlate together. You also have to buy crystals that you really vibe with off the bat. So if you're just gonna go buy a random piece of labradorite, it might not be a piece of labradorite that resonates with you. So look at a few different pieces and find the piece that you actually feel like really drawn to for some reason, because you'll notice an actual difference when you're looking at like a pile of crystals and you're like, for some reason they basically all look the same, because if they're the same type of crystal, sometimes they look the same. So you might be looking at them, but you're just like, I don't know why I'm like incredibly drawn to that one. Maybe it has like a deeper color, maybe it has a lighter color to it, maybe it just has like this energy where you're just like, that's the one. So definitely buy a crystal based on that, and it can really help develop your psychic abilities like incredibly. Another really amazing crystal to have around is selenite. Selenite is very connected to the moon. The ancients used to believe that it was actually part of the moon, that it was like literally a crystal fallen from the moon. So that crystal is incredibly powerfully intuitive and reaches your psychic senses like incredibly. Plus selenite is super cheap. The only thing about selenite is it is pretty fragile. You cannot put it in water because it will dissolve in water. So definitely keep it away from water. But I mean, it's not as fragile as people think it is. It's like definitely not as strong as most crystals, but I've dropped my selenite pieces before, and most of the time they do not break. They might get a minor scratch here and there. Like if you definitely take a knife to it and try to carve something into it, you will definitely carve something into it. Like That's the type of fragile it is, but it's not like super fragile where you need to like, you know, take care of it as if it was like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that's super fragile right now. I can't think of something. You guys know what I mean. It's not like incredibly fragile where you just don't want to touch it. Like you can touch it, you can move it, all that kind of stuff. Especially polished selenite is a lot stronger than just the raw form of selenite. Depends what you're more drawn to though, because the raw forms of selenite, you'll notice it kind of like crumbles a little bit when you do hold it. You'll get like little tiny pieces of it like on your hands. At least that's what I noticed from the pieces that I bought. But the polished selenite, that will not happen at all. You will not get crumbles of anything, but you just need to be a little bit careful with it and make sure that you don't like literally just put it in the sink or something, because the water will dissolve it. It doesn't dissolve super fast, but it does dissolve. So you definitely don't want to cleanse it with water or anything like some other crystals you can cleanse with water. So that's a long story just talking about crystals. So moving on, another great way for opening your third eye and kind of, you know, allowing yourself to see like beyond the veil and to the other side and stuff like that is to get like a Reiki session and specifically ask your, you know, Reiki practitioner or Reiki master to open up your third eye for you and to help develop it. Or you can set the intention yourself and literally take white light energy. You kind of just imagine white light energy coming in, or you can even do the indigo color, which is the third eye. So you can imagine indigo energy coming into the palm of your hand and just place it in your third eye. Of course, we want to do a prayer before this to make sure that you only have, you know, your 100% white light angels and guides by you, and make sure that you're in a good space. And then what you want to do is, you know, kind of protect your energy. So anything that you can do to protect your energy, do that and you're good to go. That will also very much help develop your psychic abilities. Or you can just even picture your third eye opening. Just imagine an eye there or a flower and imagine it blossoming, or imagine that eye just opening. So that's one way you can also open that chakra as well, just with visualization. Also, I want to say, don't be disappointed if you don't see results right away. Developing your psychic senses and all that kind of stuff can be a process. It's a process for most people. And if you're new to doing it, you've never had experiences with it before, it might take some time, but don't worry, because it will happen for you, especially if you continue on this journey. I also want to mention that tarot cards help a lot as well, or like any kind of oracle cards, anything like that. Anything where you have to, you know, kind of like do something where you're reading for something or finding an answer for something through another method like tarot cards or looking at an astrology chart, because you'll actually have to use your intuition along with that, because of course the cards have their meanings, the astrology charts and planets and aspects have their meanings as well, but you'll need to use your intuition to find out where it actually fits in and what the actual answer is. So using tools like that can also really help develop your psychic senses, because you're having to use your intuition, but you get like a little bit of a push and a little bit of a help through tarot cards or astrology, but you'll actually have to, you know, use the rest of your intuition. So you have to tap into that. So that's a really good way for training yourself and your soul to tap into the other side and your intuition and all that kind of stuff. So that's another really amazing way, and that is pretty much all of the ways that I can think of that I personally do. If there's anything that I think of more, I will probably make another video on it or just leave it in the comment box down below. But definitely keep in mind that these are not the only ways that there are to develop your psychic abilities or to bring them back or anything like that. There's so many other ways on there, so definitely don't let this be the only video you watch if you are still having trouble opening your psychic abilities, because there's so much more content out there. This is just my own personal ways that I have experienced and that I have done. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But I have seen some other videos out there, but I just didn't want to mention like what everybody else mentions. These are just like the ways that I do my own stuff and how I've done it for myself. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys find any more ways or anything and you want to leave it in the comment box down below for other people to read, maybe it's going to be helpful for other people, because you might discover something that I didn't mention in this video. Definitely do that, because I would love this community that I have to be super supportive of one another and to help each other out and being our best selves out there. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for leaving video suggestions for me. I love knowing what you guys actually want to see from me. So this video was really fun for me to film. Thank you guys so much. And that's pretty much all of the announcements that I have for you guys. Definitely book a tarot session with me if you guys are interested. I have the link for that down in the description box. And also check out my crystal and bracelet shop if you guys are interested in crystals and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. She's so cute, guys. She's so cute. She's so cute. I can't even.